we're really pleased to be working with the folks at the Rocky Mountain Institute. They've been tremendous partners to us. I think bringing a lot of learnings and best practices from across the country to us, so we're really fortunate. Next up is Nick Esch from the Solar Electric Power Association. He's going to talk about some of the research that they've been doing into community solar.
Hey everyone. I'm going to talk about some of the consumer market research we've been doing through our Solar Market Pathways grant. I'm going to talk about a focus group that was used to inform our national survey and then give you guys a little sneak peek of the data from the national survey. We're going off here. I'll let you know about SEPA first. We're an educational nonprofit whose mission is supporting utility integration of solar and distributed energy resources through educational events, research, and tailored consultations. We just passed 1,000 members, and our utilities serve 50% of the electric customers in the United States and account for about 90% of the installed capacity. So we conducted focus groups in 4 different cities across the country, and they're all in different markets, so they had different market structures, cost of electricity, and different solar market maturities. There are we did 3 groups in each city. They were homeowners, small business owners, and renters. They were about groups of 10, so there's about 120 people surveyed. These focus groups are designed to understand how consumers viewed solar energy in general, and then different aspects of community solar. And like I said, it was also used to inform our national survey. So we had 4 findings. The first is that most renters and business decision makers, about half of homeowners, prefer community solar over rooftop solar. And we do have to say that there's a significant amount of education on solar fundamentals and community solar that we had to do. And about 15 minutes, these focus sessions were about an hour long, about 15 minutes were spent explaining this, and there's still a little bit of confusion at the end. The second was that there's number one thing is saving money with having lower monthly bill costs, and that was typically followed by environmental reasons for going community solar. The third is that mainstream energy consumers are not concerned with the visibility of the solar array. However, business decision makers were. They saw the marketing potential for it, and they preferred an insignia that they could use for social media or digital media, or even a plaque that they could display in their building. Oh, and the fourth thing is that consumers were concerned with signing up for a long-term contract. Paying for electricity ahead of time is foreign to most people. They don't have a contract with their utility. Okay, this is a national survey we completed. It was completed last month. We surveyed 2,000 residential customers or consumers, and then 200 small business owners. This is a pretty intensive online survey. It took myself just under an hour to complete it. The goal is to determine how potential customers of all different demographics view different aspects of community solar, which ones were turnoffs, which ones they like the best. I'm going to go over some of the preliminary results on the next slide here, but stay tuned. We're going to be publishing a report in May that'll be publicly available, and we'll also be presenting our findings at the Community Solar Workshop at our Utility Solar Conference in Denver on April 11th. Okay, so good news. There's a high interest in using solar electricity in their home or in their homes. And just by the way, this is only residential data. I didn't pull anything from the commercial. This suggests that there's a huge potential for community solar customer base nationally, and we had 2 of the focus group findings confirmed. The first is most mainstream energy consumers do not understand solar fundamentals very well, and they're not very familiar with community solar. About 60% thought that a 7 to 8 megawatt system cost less than $10,000, and about 77% of them thought they cost less than $20,000. Also, only 21% of respondents said they were familiar with community solar. And this chart on the right shows that that drops off considerably with lower income classes. So as we mentioned before, we have our work cut out for us marketing to lower income. And the final is that monthly bill savings are still number one, and they're followed by environmental reasons. Okay. Final slide is some marketing trends that we've seen with conversations we've had with utility program or community solar program managers. The first is that a lot of these programs have seen a lot of initial free press when they're launching their programs. I think it's important in New York because a program that's first to market can have a huge advantage in getting this free press. The second is that messaging is absolutely essential. What are you calling it? Is it community solar? Is it shared solar? Solar gardens? Folks can get really confused about when a utility has different offerings, such as a rooftop credit. They can get very confused between community solar and other other offerings. This can be done, and also education is important too. So this can be done through a community solar website or a website for the community solar program. A lot of programs have success with online calculators. And then finally, we always ask utilities if they could do it all over again, what would they do differently? And the simpler program is much easier to market. People understand it, it's more transparent, and consumers are more likely to sign up for it. Okay. All right, and finally, I'll talk about competition in marketing. There's a couple programs that I'll be keeping my eye on, and these are programs where multiple community solar programs are competing for the same customer base. So the first is Xcel Energy in Minnesota. Last I heard, there's about 1 gigawatt of applications for community solar programs, which is considerable considering they had only 20 megawatts of cumulative installed capacity in 2014. In Minnesota, it's all third-party community solar developers that are offering their programs to the same customer base. And I think that there will be lessons learned for New York in that region. The second is Pacific Gas and Electric's Green Tariff Shared Renewables Program. They're actually calling it Solar Choice, and there's two options that pull from the same 273 megawatt capacity limit on the program. There's PG&E's Solar Choice, which is kind of like a green tariff community solar hybrid. It's like community solar that pulls from a portfolio of solar assets, and then there's going to be the regional Solar Choice, which would be third-party developers, which are third-party community solar developers. They're expected to have programs coming online in 2017. These two are going to be competing against each other, and I think there's definitely going to be some lessons learned there as well. That was my presentation. Let's move on.